The first time your child desperately needs self-control is a terrible time to start teaching it. You don't want the first real lesson to happen when they're 16. The party is already happening. Everybody is saying, come on. Their phone is in their hand. Their emotions are high. And you're at home thinking, I know my baby is going to make the right decision. Based on what? Hope? A conversation from 3 Tuesdays ago? Parents, self-control has to be practiced before it is required. Because you cannot expect your child to lift 100 pounds of temptation if you've never let them practice with 10 pounds of frustration. Unfortunately, childhood gives us opportunities to practice every single day. Your 5-year-old wants the cookie right now. Your 8-year-old wants another hour on the game. Your 10-year-old wants to interrupt because what they have to say apparently cannot survive another 14 seconds. Your 13-year-old wants the phone when homework isn't finished. Your teenager wants to go somewhere even though they haven't handled their responsibilities. And sometimes parents look at these moments like, why do I have to keep dealing with this? Because this is the training. These aren't interruptions to parenting. These moments are parenting. Self-control is the ability to experience a feeling, a desire, impulse, or frustration without automatically obeying it. That is important because we don't want to teach children good people don't want bad things. That is not true. We want to teach I can want something and still choose what is wise. That is strength. And parents, one of the biggest mistakes we make is removing every opportunity for children to practice waiting. They're bored. Here's your phone. They're upset. Here's a treat. They're frustrated. We fix it. They forgot something. We bring it. They want something. We buy it. They don't like the consequence. We negotiate it until everybody is exhausted. And then we wonder why waiting feels unbearable. You cannot build the ability to tolerate frustration by removing every frustration. Some discomfort in appropriate amounts is practice. So let's play this out. Your child has 30 minutes of gaming. Timer goes off. And suddenly you would think you just shut down the national power grid. But I was in the middle of a game. You always do this. Everybody else's parents let them play. Now, this is where your self-control gets tested too, because something inside of you says, oh, we're raising our voice now. Fantastic. I've been waiting all day for this. No, this is the lesson. So instead of matching their emotion, you stay calm. You might say, I know you want to keep playing. Notice, you didn't surrender. You simply acknowledged the feeling. It's hard to stop when you're enjoying something. But the time is finished. You can be disappointed and still turn it off. That's a powerful sentence. You can be disappointed and still do what needs to be done. They complain again. You don't need a TED Talk. You don't need to introduce Exhibit A through F and revisit every screen violation since kindergarten. Stay steady. I hear you. Turn it off, please. And maybe they don't. Now, there's a consequence. But the consequence isn't because they felt upset. It's connected to what they did with the feeling. That's an important distinction. I'm not punishing you for being disappointed. You're allowed to be disappointed. The consequence is because you chose not to follow the limit. Now you're teaching something much bigger than video games. You're teaching my feelings are allowed. My feelings don't control the rules, and my choices still have consequences. That's self-control. But parents, here's the uncomfortable part. You cannot teach a child emotional control while you are emotionally out of control. You cannot scream, calm down, with enough force to activate the neighbor's Ring camera and believe the lesson was emotional regulation. They're watching how you handle them. Your patience is a part of the curriculum. That doesn't mean you'll always get it right. You won't. Sometimes you'll react. Sometimes you'll say too much. Sometimes the child pushes the one button you specifically ask God to remove from the control panel. You are growing too. And when you get it wrong, model what growth looks like. I was frustrated and I raised my voice. I shouldn't have handled it that way. I'm sorry. The boundary still stands, but I need to communicate it better. Do you realize what you just taught? Accountability, humility, repair, self-control, without giving a single lecture about any of them. Parents need patience because self-control develops through repetition. You may have to say the same thing a lot. I know you explained it yesterday and Monday, and apparently every day since the Louisiana Purchase. Welcome to development. They're practicing. The goal isn't perfection after one conversation. The goal is progress over time. So give them more reps. Let them wait 5 minutes for something they want. Let them save for something instead of immediately buying it. Let homework happen before entertainment. Let them finish a responsibility before moving to the next thing. Let them lose a game without changing the rules so everybody wins. Let them be bored without immediately handing them electronic anesthesia. ya. Let them hear, not right now, and survive it. Every one of those moments says, wanting something doesn't mean I have to have it immediately. Give them language too. When they're struggling, try, what are you feeling right now? What does your feeling want you to do? What would the wise choice be? Take a minute. You don't have to decide while you're upset. You're allowed to be angry. You're not allowed to hurt people. You can want it and still wait. Let's try that again. Eventually, those questions you keep asking become questions they ask themselves. That's the goal. Your external voice slowly becoming their internal voice. And give them choices they can actually handle. Not unlimited freedom. Practice freedom. You can spend some of your money now or save towards the thing you really want. You can do homework now and have your evening free, or take your break first and start at 5. You're angry, you can sit here quietly, take a walk with me, or go cool down and we'll talk afterwards. Now they're practicing making decisions while the stakes are small and you're still close enough to coach. And parents, pay attention to yourself during all of this, because raising a child will expose you. Their impatience may expose yours. Their temper may remind you of yours. Their difficulty putting the phone down might get a little awkward when your screen time reports arrive Sunday morning. 7 hours and 45 minutes, everybody be quiet. We're discussing children. No, look at it. Parenting isn't only how do I make my child grow. Sometimes it's what is raising this child revealing that I still need to grow in. We're teaching and learning, leading and growing at the same time. Galatians 5:22 through 23 describes the fruit of the Spirit. And one of those characteristics is self-control, not control of everybody else. Self-control. That's worth remembering as parents too, because sometimes we become more focused on controlling the child that we forget to control ourselves too. One day, you won't be there to take the phone. You won't be there when somebody offers them something dangerous. You won't be there during the argument. You won't be there when they're angry, lonely, attracted, embarrassed, tempted, or desperate to fit in. And in that moment, you don't want them to depend on your control. You want them carrying their own. So build it now. Let them wait. Let them hear no. Let them experience manageable frustration. Give them choices. Give them consequences. Give them language for their emotions. Be patient enough to practice it again and again and again. And while you're teaching them, keep working on yourself, because self-control isn't built the moment temptation arrives. It's rebuilt there. The building happens at home in thousands of ordinary moments. When a child learns, I can wait, I can feel it, I can be upset about it, and I can still choose what is right. That's what we're building. Not a child who behaves because you're standing right there. An adult who can govern themselves when you're not.